The Good World Facts and News Channel. The year is 2025. The US election sends shockwaves across the globe. A seismic shift in the financial landscape begins. Countries once eager holders of US debt are pulling back. The UK, Japan, Saudi Arabia, China, Switzerland, India, all reducing their holdings. Billions of dollars are flowing out. This is not a ripple, this is a tidal wave. The world is watching, holding its breath. What does this mean for the US dollar, the bedrock of the global economy? For decades it has reigned supreme. But now cracks are appearing, the ground is shifting, the future is uncertain. The 2024 US election sowed seeds of doubt. The new administration's policies sparked concern. Uncertainty bred caution. Countries looking to protect their interests acted. The UK, wary of volatile trade deals, reduced its exposure. Japan, grappling with its own economic anxieties, sought stability elsewhere. Saudi Arabia, facing a changing energy landscape, hedged its bets. Each nation, driven by its own calculus, contributed to the sell-off. The message was clear: the world was reassessing its reliance on the US dollar. The sell-off sent tremors through the US economy. As demand for US debt dwindled, interest rates felt the pressure. They began to rise, borrowing became more expensive. Businesses facing higher costs put investment plans on hold. The housing market cooled. Consumers tightened their belts. The US economy, once a roaring engine of growth, began to sputter. The domino effect of the debt sell-off was playing out with real consequences for ordinary Americans. The sell-off was not an isolated event. It was a symptom of a larger trend: de-dollarization. Countries, seeking to reduce their dependence on the US dollar, explored alternatives. Russia, facing sanctions, turned to the ruble for international trade. China, eager to challenge US financial dominance, promoted its own currency, the yuan. The BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, discussed creating a rival reserve currency. The quest for alternatives was on. The era of unipolar financial power seemed to be waning. Please help with a like and subscribe. Echoes of the past, the fall of the British pound. The decline of a dominant currency is not without precedent. The British pound, once the world's reserve currency, offers a cautionary tale. Tied to the fortunes of the British Empire, the pound's power waned as the empire crumbled. World War I and the Great Depression dealt further blows. By 1931, the gold standard, the bedrock of the pound's stability, was abandoned. The pound's fall from grace was a gradual process, a slow erosion of power. Could the US dollar be facing a similar fate? The rise of a titan, the US dollar's ascent. The US dollar's rise to dominance was swift and decisive. World War II, while devastating for much of the globe, left the US economy relatively unscathed. In 1944, the Bretton Woods Agreement cemented the dollar's position. It became the linchpin of the global financial system, pegged to gold and readily accepted for international trade. The dollar's reign had begun. The US, with its economic might and stable political system, became the guarantor of global financial order. For decades, the US dollar's dominance seemed unassailable, but over time cracks began to appear. The 2008 financial crisis, originating in the US, shook confidence in the dollar. The rise of China, with its burgeoning economy and growing geopolitical influence, presented a formidable challenge. The emergence of digital currencies like Bitcoin and the Chinese digital yuan offered potential alternatives to the dollar-based system. The seeds of doubt, once sown, were taking root. A world in flux, country-specific responses. As the global financial order shifted, countries adapted in different ways. China, seeking to reduce its reliance on the dollar, diversified its foreign exchange reserves, accumulating gold and other assets. Japan, grappling with a stagnant economy, intervened in currency markets to weaken the yen and boost exports. India, seeking to enhance its global standing, promoted the use of the rupee for international trade. The world was becoming multipolar, with nations charting their own financial courses. The future of finance, a multipolar world? The decline of the US dollar's dominance signals a potential paradigm shift in global finance. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear: a multipolar world is emerging. New centers of economic power are rising. Digital currencies are gaining traction. Regional trading blocs are forming. The global financial system is evolving, adapting to a changing geopolitical landscape. The era of unipolar financial dominance may be drawing to a close. The future is unwritten, but one thing is certain: change is inevitable.